my god, I'm scared to do it in the orbit.
Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me for the live Q&A in LA, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Friday night. Let's dive in. Thanks for joining me. All right, good evening, everybody. Get the old Shahid here again from the UK. What time is it in the UK, Shahid? I'm kind of curious about that. You always seem to join me, so I'm assuming it's probably in the morning over there. I may be wrong about that.
3 o'clock in the morning.
3 o'clock in the morning? Stephen in New York City, thanks for staying up past your bedtime. Celtic FC fan, Paul G from Poland. Very interesting. Good to have you here. D is here. Okay. Very insightful questions from D last week. Betty is here. Hello, hello. All right. So there's a lot of news to get to. So let's just dive into that. Let's see here. Is this going to work? There it goes. Started to get worried there. All right, so the first order of business, let's kind of talk about where we're at the moment. And here, I think we're still at 64, if I'm not mistaken. I was kind of hoping it would hold until the live stream. And yes, we're still just over 6,400, pardon me, not 64,000, 6,400. But here's a story on CNBC, pretty mainstream outlet, about Bitcoin hitting the 6,400 mark today, on Friday. 12% over the last week, 70% up for the year. So I read some stories that said that Bitcoin has outperformed every major asset year to date. It's outperformed the stock market, the Nasdaq, the Dow, the whatever, the 500, gold, as far as I know, as far as increase in value. So pretty impressive. And what's interesting too is that when Bitcoin was surging in 2017, no one really took it seriously, but there was a lot of I would say targeted bashing by the establishment. The people that were laughing at it basically, but had to make some sort of comment because of its run up to 20,000. And you didn't hear a whole lot of bashing in 2018 because they just assumed that it was down for the count. But here we are in 2019. Bitcoin is making a comeback along with the rest of the crypto market. And so we're getting a lot of renewed bashing of cryptocurrencies. We'll talk about that a little bit. But a couple of the main things that I'd like to point out about this run-up there were some major bad news. I don't know if everyone here knows it, but in 2013, I believe, was or 2012, I'm not sure exactly when the Mt. Gox hack took place, which at the time was the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world, in Japan, I guess. I think it was the number one. The Mt. Gox hack pretty much destroyed Bitcoin's price and reputation for a number of years. And a lot of people thought it was like pretty much the death blow for Bitcoin. And a lot of people lost money. Okay, so the latest major hack, and we talked about the case that the Attorney General of New York opened up about with Bitfinex, more of a subpoena than really an indictment or anything of that nature. Bitfinex and Tether, who are owned by the same company, Fidelity or whatever the name of the company is. And that would have normally been a major blow to the cryptocurrency market. And the market kind of shrugged it off. There was a slight dip when the news came out. And then Bitcoin's quickly recovered. Now, over the last week, we've had this horrible hack of Binance. And the attacker stole 7,000 Bitcoin, which is around $40 million in US dollars. And that, that was a major hack of one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world. And Bitcoin pretty much shrugged it off. Now, there were some differences. Bitcoin is a lot more matured now, and Binance was able to quickly announce that they were going to be able to cover the loss with they had a fund that they used where they would pretty much dump, I think it was around 2% of their trading fees into this sort of like an insurance fund. So they were able to quickly state that none of their users were going to lose any Bitcoin. So that was a big plus. But it was still a blow. And a lot of people are still bashing Bitcoin based on these exchange hacks when you and I know, my faithful viewers, that these are exchanges that are getting hacked and not Bitcoin itself. So there were some wrong-headed articles, I guess you want to call it, that blamed Bitcoin. This Vox article. If Bitcoin is so safe, why does it keep getting hacked? So, I mean, the headline says it all. It's basically implying that Bitcoin itself is getting hacked. Why does it keep getting hacked? Well, we all know Bitcoin did not get hacked. The Binance servers got hacked. And maybe not even the servers. There's some news. I keep doing that. Jeez. Actually, I was looking at it over here. Let's go back. There was some more information revealed about the details of the hack, but from what I understand, it looks like they maybe phished some of the users of several different accounts and were able to gain control of several different accounts and trade and move Bitcoin into one account and then make this huge withdrawal of 7,074 Bitcoin. Now they're saying they're going to improve their security based on what happened in this hack. But there was another controversy around this as well. Changpeng Zhao, or CZ, the CEO of Binance, actually suggested at the time that Bitcoin miners would roll back the Bitcoin blockchain in order to recover the lost Bitcoin. And this is not the first time that's happened. It's never happened with Bitcoin, but it did happen with the Ethereum blockchain a long time ago. But that was sort of a different story. But the very idea of suggesting that the Bitcoin blockchain gets rolled back is sacrilege, to Bitcoin purists, because the whole idea of the blockchain is that it's immutable. It cannot be changed. That's what makes Bitcoin safe and secure, at the same time being decentralized, is that we have a immutable ledger protected by cryptography. So the suggestion that we try to roll back the blockchain, raised a lot of eyebrows. And then he took it back. I guess he thought it over and decided that he was not. I guess he was going to be offering bounties to some of the major mining operations to do this rollback. So it was quickly objected to and quickly rescinded. All right. So, but the main point of what I'm talking about here is that the Bitcoin recovery has not been affected by these two major bad news events, right? But we do have some interesting bashing going on. Dr. Doom is back at it again. If I can spell his name right, I don't think I'm going to get it here. Nah. Let's try Dr. Doom, man. I think that might help. No. I don't know how to spell his name. There he is, Dr. Doom Economist. Mr. Nouriel Roubani, who's one of the most famous Bitcoin bashers, is back at it again. Has publicly bashed Bitcoin a couple of times in the last week. He's called Bitcoin the mother and father of all bubbles. He's basically back at it again. And, you didn't hear him talking about Bitcoin much lately until now that it's back in the news again. And I could say that, he sees it coming up and he purposely bashes it again, it's some kind of conspiracy. He works for the deep state or whatever you want to say. But I have a feeling it's more like Bitcoin starts to get back in the news and people ask him about it. And, he takes the opportunity, a Bitcoin-related question at any kind of, forum where he's at is going to, he's going to come out with his standard bashing. And not only Rubini was bashing Bitcoin again, but our old friend, the big guy, Berkshire, can't even think of his name, Warren, Mr. Buffett. Mr. Buffett was bashing Bitcoin again too. Lately, right? You would think that he figured the job was done, but he called Bitcoin like a seashell. A smart guy in his own right, but I don't think he really understands how Bitcoin works. They keep saying that it has no value whatsoever because it's not based on anything, it's not backed by anything, but truly it is backed by mathematics, and I can't think of any firmer foundation than mathematics. And we're talking about advanced cryptography that has only been possible due to the technological revolution of computing power over the last 50 years. These kind of number crunching things were not even, possible before we got these high-speed calculating machines that were able to crunch these numbers. And, the state of cryptography has advanced considerably because we have these, high-speed computers. So this technology, this underlying mathematics is what backs Bitcoin. And I don't think they quite get it. Now, there is a little bit of politics involved in Bitcoin, too, when we talk about miners, right? If we have a lot of miners and we can get a 51% majority of miners to alter the blockchain, then we're dealing with politics there. But in its purest form, the way it's supposed to work is that it is backed by cryptography, and it creates an immutable ledger which allows everyone to trust everyone else because the ledger is securely locked with advanced cryptography. Now, there are other cryptocurrencies out there that are going to improve on that model with their own, there's Bitcoin is proof of work, there's proof of, now I've lost it, but there are other algorithms which can create coins. I can't even think of it's not proof of work though. My mind's a blank right now. But let's move on to our next famous basher, and he is I am one of his constituents, Mr. Sherman. Mr. Brad Sherman is. I live in his. He's my rep, you know, and he has called for an all-out cryptocurrency ban on cryptocurrencies. You know, rather a surprising, bold move. The only thing I can give him credit for is that he does. The reason that he gives is pretty compelling as far as his mindset is concerned, and that he thinks it undermines the U.S. dollar and the U.S. hegemony of the U.S. dollar. Bitcoin is undermining it, undermining our sanctions regime, and our tax collection efforts, and you know, the petrodollar, and you know, Bitcoin in a way does do these things. So he does have a pretty good point, but I don't think that calling for an outright ban in the United States to make purchasing cryptocurrency illegal is the solution. I was pretty disappointed by that, but not too surprised. As far as that goes, I would highly recommend the Cryptolark's commentary. If I can find it here. I hit the wrong thing. Let's see. Cryptolark. Well, this is his YouTube channel. And he just put out a great video. Oh, here it is, right here. So,
Representative Sherman.
I will share that. Let's see, copy that. I'm going to put that down in the description. I would highly recommend watching this video. I really love the Cryptolark, and he does an excellent job of breaking down he plays the clip of Brad Sherman, and let's go down here. That's our Cryptolark vid. And, you know, I would highly recommend watching it. He has a very, very a sharp intellect. And I would highly recommend watching that Cryptolark video. All right, so we went through some news. That's good. We'll talk maybe a little more about some other stuff. I don't know that a lot of stuff happened this week. Oh, I'm in the wrong browser here. A lot of cool stuff happened this week. The main thing is that the crypto market seems to have turned the corner. Here's another great big story coming out. Ledger has confirmed their ship date of the Ledger Nano X. So I still have a affiliate link in the description of this video. I encourage you to purchase a Ledger Nano X if you can afford it, and if you want to keep your crypto safe. You guys know I've done a lot of videos for the Ledger Nano S, and I believe in their product, and I do receive a commission if you use my affiliate link, but it's not going to cost you a penny more than it would cost you if you had just gone to the Ledger website itself. And I'm not sending you to a third-party Ledger retailer that sells ledgers out of the back of their truck. I'm sending you to the Ledger Nano S page, where you would buy directly from them. So, good recommendation. And while we're on the subject of recommendations, I've got a Patreon page now. I've had it for a while, but it hasn't really been active, and I don't have that many patrons, but I've added a couple of low tiers. I'm going to post some ad-free videos, and I've got some small Q&As going for those of you who want to get into a little more of a private discussion, where, you know, we can do question and answer and interact a little bit. And so I did my first one this week, and then I've also got like this high tier where you know, for a $50 a month you can get a one-on-one with me, and we'll do a Zoom or whatever works best. If it's Skype or Telegram or a private live stream, whatever works best for you for any issues that you may have. I could help you set up a wallet. I could help you recover a wallet. I could help you find some cryptocurrency that you may have lost or you don't know how to move, that kind of stuff. Because a lot of people have come to me and asked me to help them with this sort of thing and offered to pay me, and I really didn't have a mechanism for doing it. I helped a few people over the last year or so out of the goodness of my heart, and but a lot of people asked me, hey, can you help me? And I'd like to pay you, so I set this up. So anyway, but don't worry, I'm still going to be doing the live stream. You don't have to worry about me going anywhere. So that's cool. Check out Cryptolark, and also if you're into trading, you should check out Crypto Bitcoin Chris's page as well. Where is Crypto Message? No, it's not Crypto Bitcoin Revolution. Where is he? Crypto Chris? No. I don't know why it's I guess I haven't watched one of his videos lately. He should be at the top. I'm sure I've seen one of his videos lately. Is this it? No. That's not who I wanted. Huh. Well, maybe it's Crypto Revolution? Oh, yeah. I believe that's him. Okay. I think he's changed the name of his...
I want to thank everybody for watching.
That's him. He's he changed the his homepage. So I guess he moved his YouTube page somewhere. Anyway, check out Crypto Bitcoin Chris at Crypto Revolution if you're into trading. He's been an inspiration for me. He works really hard on his YouTube page and his Patreon page. So check him out. Along with Cryptolark. Cryptolark does the news better than me, and Crypto Bitcoin Chris does trading better than me. But neither of them do the step-by-step Q&A kind of walkthroughs that I do. I don't know. I think Cryptolark does some step-throughs but I really like to listen to his news more than anything because he's just got a great wit. So, cool. All right, guys. So let me check. Let me see what some of the questions were. Great Caper, Poland. It's Saturday, May 11th, 3:01. So 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Poland. Idaho, I think, is maybe an hour behind me. You guys in New York are 3 hours behind me. Josh, hello. Binance Cash Out works. That's interesting. We'll check that to see if Binance withdrawals are available, and I'll move some of that crypto over. The scary thing is we may never know if the Binance CEO was in on the hack. Well, that's one conspiracy theory. My conspiracy theory is that the powers that be, or the deep state, actually engineered the hack to destroy confidence in Bitcoin. Some paid hackers, hacker mercenaries or whatever you want to call them, because of the nature of the attack was very cold and calculated. It wasn't a greedy hack. It was a cold and calculated hack. And we're talking $40 million worth of cryptocurrency. So that's not small potatoes. It was a well-coordinated, very calm hack of the Binance. And they chose the largest cryptocurrency. The only good part about that theory is that they failed to destroy confidence in Bitcoin. So that's my conspiracy theory for the day. All right. Probably owns a few BTC. Warren Buffett, rat poison. Yeah, that's his famous Bitcoin quote. Sherman is paid off by the bankers. I agree. Brad Sherman is very vested in the system. And interestingly enough, I saw a comment on the article where they talked about it. Someone mentioned that one of his largest donors was had to pay some sort of huge fine because they were involved in some sort of gambling scam of some kind. So he comes from the real heavyweight money changers. All right, and then how would a ban even work? If the establishment is worried about Bitcoin, outlawing it in the United States might have the opposite effect. It might drive it underground, and more people might start to use it. I don't know, but listen to the Cryptolark, because he breaks down what kind of effect a total outlaw of cryptocurrency would have, and it would be pretty devastating to the market, the Bitcoin market. So I won't go into all of that, but a lot of the Bitcoin exchanges are U.S. based. A lot of the adoption is taking place here in the U.S. And it's just getting started. And if cryptocurrency or Bitcoin was outlawed, it would have a devastating effect on all of these companies that are starting to adopt Bitcoin. So let's hope that it doesn't happen. Let's hope he just kind of laughs out of the Senate chamber, or he's not in the Senate, he's in the House of Representatives. But the bright side is that there are some very crypto-friendly congressmen who have a cryptocurrency, I want to say quorum, it's not quorum. It's a small group of pro-crypto congressmen that are trying to get some laws passed to improve regulation and reduce confusion and that sort of thing. Caucus, yeah, the Bitcoin caucus, or the cryptocurrency caucus. So they're not everybody in Congress is a crypto hater. Let's cool. Cryptolark is cool. If it's true, Rex sell fully set up Ledger Nano S's. I heard he cuts the trouble of hiding the private key, keeps it safe for you. Yeah. We all know that was a very tongue-in-cheek comment, but you would never want to buy a Ledger Nano S that has already been set up and has a pin. Actually, that I got a question in my comments just today or yesterday, and the question was about, are you sure that the Ledger Nano is safe? Because these Ledger guys might have built a backdoor into it. And I couldn't totally dismiss it, but they say, I don't believe that their devices are open source, right? So we're talking about a closed system. So there's really no way that we can see whether or not they have any backdoors built into it, unless we reverse engineer it. But I believe that I may be speaking out of turn here, and I probably should do a little more research. But my guess and my opinion, this is as far as I know, the algorithms that they use to generate the private keys are they're clean, they're mainstream, and I don't know as far as being able to deconstruct it, but they're conforming to the BIP 39 standard for generating private keys. So they claim that you get a ledger and it will generate a random 256-bit private key, and then it gives you a 24-word recovery phrase, and that is a unique phrase, and then you set the PIN. You know, I'll do more research, but I believe that it is a good product, and it is an honest product. They probably wouldn't sell very many ledgers if people noticed that their cryptocurrency was just suddenly being drained. Or they may be, this diabolical organization that is distributing all of these ledgers, and then they're going to choose some day where they suck everybody's cryptocurrency out. The only problem with that scenario is that Bitcoin is not anonymous, that the blockchain can be traced. So if Ledger decided to suddenly steal everybody's cryptocurrency off all of the Ledger Nano S's in one fell swoop, it would be extremely difficult to hide what they had done, right? And if they decide to do it piecemeal and just drain one or two here and there, the word will be out pretty quick that oh my God, these Ledger Nano S's are suddenly all the crypto's being drained out, and they wouldn't be selling Ledger Nano S's very long if they decided to do it piecemeal. So neither scenario seems to be viable in my mind. And besides, they seem to be doing okay just selling their devices, right? Successful company. They've just come out with a new product. They seem to be one of the most accepted and #1 devices on the market for storing cryptocurrency. And so they're a successful company, and they're also moving into other areas like a custodian, custodial services for large organizations. So building backdoors into the Ledger Nano S doesn't seem to be a very good viable scam or a very good business plan. So I would say that right now. And so we know when you get your ledger, if you do a full reset, it's going to be a random number, 256-bit key, and it won't be, there's no backdoor built into it. You're responsible for that private key. That 24-word recovery phrase that you generate is random, right? And I promise you guys I'll do some research and give you a bit more of a rundown as to how their devices work. I'd like to get one of them to come talk to me. I'm working on getting someone from Brave Browser to come on the show and do an interview with me. I have a relationship with one of their guys in tech support. When I first had issues with my Brave tokens, he sent me an email, and so now when I have problems, I just email him directly, and he's been very nice to me, very gracious, very helpful, and I asked him if they would do an interview with me, and it's in the works. So hopefully in the near future, I will have someone from Brave Software International on my live stream. Maybe not on the Friday live stream. I've got to work around their schedule, and then we'll talk about the Brave browser. I've got some great questions lined up for them, and hopefully maybe I should reach out to Ledger, because I have reached out to them before, and they are aware of my videos about the Ledger. So maybe I'll ask them, the marketing person that I deal with, to interview, and we can talk to them directly. John is here. John says that I was able to trade, but John is saying that they're still suspended. So I'm assuming that we still can't make deposits or withdrawals. We'll go check. Just ordered the Nano X. Great. I hope it's worth the price too. I pre-ordered mine, and hopefully I'll be getting mine next week, because I was in the first. I ordered mine the day it was available. Let me just reply to her. right. Oh, I think I misspelled her name. I was doing it so bad. She's going to be mad. She's going to like, oh my God, Rex misspelled my name. We'll check out Binance and see where they're at. I have, at the moment, well, the family has 3 ledgers. I have 2, and my wife has 1. I have a black and a white. And then I pre-ordered the X, and then they said that they're going to give me a free Ledger Nano S because of the delay. They were supposed to ship in March. So when I get my Ledger X next week, I'll have a total of 4. Now, I have... Some people don't even realize that when the ledger gets full, they can delete and add apps. So they run out and buy another one, which is fine. So you could have one ledger that you store Bitcoin and Ethereum on, and then another ledger where you keep your Tron and your Stellar or your XRP or whatever. And you can do it that way. Now, both of my ledgers have a little bit of each of the cryptocurrencies on there. So mine aren't very logically organized. I would like to get them a little more organized. But I would also like to move the bulk of my holdings over to the Ledger Nano X when it comes out. Or maybe not. I might just use the Ledger Nano X as the go-to portal, the working wallet, right? The one that you can move, walk around with and actually use out in the wild. We're hoping that it won't be long before you walk into a store and they'll say it's going to cost you $5 or 0.0007 Bitcoin. Here's our QR code, and you can use your Bitcoin-based wallet to pay. That's the promise of cryptocurrency. So let's hope that we see that pretty soon. But we got off subject. The ledger, you can have multiple ledgers and have the same wallets on your multiple ledgers, right? You can set up one ledger, populate it with all your cryptocurrency, and then buy a second ledger, and instead of initializing it, you would restore it from your original 24-word recovery phrase. So now you have 2 mirrors. So you can keep the other ledger in a safe place in case you lose the original, or it flakes out on you, or you accidentally step on it, or whatever. You've got a working ledger ready to go. Or you could use one as a decoy. There's lots of ways you can utilize multiple ledgers. But as it stands right now, I just have 2 different ledgers that have 2 different several of the same cryptocurrency in varying amounts, right? So I'm not very organized in that. Okay, Squids wants to know if he can transfer his ERC20 token to Binance. So let's talk about that. Let me just scroll down through the questions here real quick. I did cover ADA on Yori, but I don't have any problem doing it again. Hey, Juan Silva, I think I've seen you here in the before. Andy has asked a quick question about if he wants to install Ledger Live on a different computer. Will it work? And it will. You can install Ledger Live on several different computers and then just connect the same ledger and just repopulate the accounts. So you don't even have to put all the accounts on there. So let's say I've got a ledger and it's got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tron, Stellar, and XRP on there. And I've got a Ledger Live that's got all of those wallets in there. I could install Ledger Live on another computer and just add the Bitcoin account and just view my Bitcoin balance on that copy of Ledger Live. Right? So you can have multiple copies of Ledger Live, with the same ledger. And as you guys know, you can also add more than one Ledger account to the same copy of Ledger Live. I have a video on that. I've got Ledger, and I delineate the accounts by saying, okay, this is the Bitcoin Ledger Black, and this is the Bitcoin Ledger White. Well, we'll go into it. But I wanted to go on Binance real quick. We'll start there, and we'll talk a little bit about how we would convert our BNB tokens, right? All right, so we have a Ledger Nano S here, and these are the accounts, right? So you can see that I have several accounts in this copy of Ledger Live. And here I have an Ethereum Ledger White account, which gives me the balance that is stored on my Ethereum Ledger White. And that's just a mnemonic. I just named it White because it is the crypto that's stored on the White. Give me a second. Right, here's the two ledgers. You know, there's one white and one black. And then there's Bitcoin Ledger Black. There's some Bitcoin on the Ledger Black. There's actually two different Bitcoin accounts on the Ledger Black. And then there's some Bitcoin on the Ledger White, right? And I keep them straight by naming them appropriately. But Ledger Live knows which one is needed. If I were to try to send some cryptocurrency out from this account and I had the Ledger Black attached, it would tell me. It'll say, oops, you've got the wrong ledger attached. You need to connect the ledger that has this account on it. So Ledger Live can help you even if you don't name them, even if you're not organized in how you name them. And it's just a matter of connecting. If you've got one ledger all set up in Ledger Live, all it is a matter of connecting the new ledger, going into Manager, putting a few apps on there, and then setting up the wallets on the same copy of Live. And then you can manage multiple ledgers within Ledger Live. No big deal. Pretty straightforward. And if you want a step-by-step, you might want to check out that video I did on managing multiple ledgers in Ledger Live. Pretty cool. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Ledger Nano X. We'll see. So, but let's go over to Binance. Let's see here. All right. Oh, I'm testing out this new, it's the same password manager I've always used, but it's a different interface. This is the Password X, which is browser specific. If I got that password in there, I did. Okay. The only thing I don't like about this X version is that it doesn't allow me to enter the password with Windows Hello. The other browser-based extension the Chrome extension that I used before, interfaced with the desktop version and would allow me to use my Windows Hello to re-log in if I got logged out in the same Windows session. And I have a fingerprint reader. So it would lock, and then I could just swipe my finger to unlock it, which was nice. Now, when it locks, I have to re-enter the master password, which, as you saw, is quite long. But the cool thing about this is you can click in the window here, and you see it gives me this, within the browser kind of a thing. And so I'm going to try it out and see how it works. And so we'll use our Google Authenticator. And so it's here, 350. The nice thing, another good way to know that Bitcoin is on a comeback is I'm getting spammed a lot by people wanting me to do marketing for them. If Ledger or somebody big said, hey, would you mind doing a video, I'd jump right on it. But I get a lot of like really crazy small outfits that basically just want me to be a shill for their whatever their product or service is, and they're usually pretty. Anyway, I've done a few. Trezor approached me, and I did some videos on the Trezor. They're a reputable firm, and they sent me some free devices, which is cool. But then there are some coins or some services, some wallet services, some crypto credit card kind of places that are based overseas. Not quite ready for prime time. But anyway, that's when I get spammed a lot with marketing offers, then I know crypto's back in business, right? And spam. I get a lot of spam in my comments. Usually they're hawking the Telegram ICO. All right, so let's go to funds. Let's see where the wallets stand. And yes, everything is still suspended. All right. Now, to the question at hand, what if I have BNB ERC20 tokens, right? What if I have the Binance coin, but it's not the mainnet Binance coin? I still have Binance coin in my ERC20 based wallet, like my Ether wallet or whatever, right? So what you do is you move your Binance coin, your ERC20 Binance coin, into their Ethereum wallet. So you just go to ETH, right? And you it's disabled right now, but you would do a deposit of Ethereum. But instead of sending Ethereum to that Ethereum address, you send, maybe you want to test it out first, you send a small amount of your BNB ERC20 token to the Ethereum address of your Binance account, right? And lo and behold, when you do that, what happens is it doesn't increase the Ethereum balance at all. It increases your BNB balance, your Binance coin. So basically, you send, let's see, 10 or 20 of your BNB ERC20 tokens into the Ethereum wallet of your Binance account. And then you wait. You can go into your transaction history and wait for it to confirm. And then lo and behold, you'll see your Binance coin balance will go up, right? It will automatically convert your ERC20 Binance to real Binance. Now, I've talked to a few people that thought that they've already missed the boat on this one, but I'm pretty sure you can still do it. And I'll probably do a video about it maybe next week when Binance withdrawals and deposits are re-enabled. And I am 95% sure that you can still deposit ERC20 Tron into the Ethereum address too. So if you take your ERC20 Tron and deposit it in your Binance Ethereum wallet, lo and behold, you'll have some mainnet Tron in your Binance account. And as far as I know, Binance is the only exchange that still will do that for you. I don't know that any of the other exchanges will do that. Now, there are also some wallets, I think, that support transfer from, there are a lot of coins that were ERC20 are going to be migrating to their own mainnet, and it gets confusing. So I had Mr. David, who I helped, bought some CMT tokens. He did not realize that he had just bought CMT mainnet tokens. He thought they were still ERC20 tokens, and he moved them to his Ledger Ethereum wallet. Well, they never showed up in his list of tokens because they weren't ERC20 tokens. But unfortunately, they still use the Ethereum address format.
I made a new name for myself.
Oh yeah? What's your name?
Snow Go Ho.
Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. So unfortunately, I can't. I was gonna take out this BAT token and deposit it in my Ledger, but I can't. I can't. The withdrawals are still suspended, so we won't do that one tonight. All right, and then Ricky is asking about the Cool Wallet 12-word phrases. Why you have to rewrite in order again? So this is it's a specific and a general question. When you set up a wallet that is non-custodial, which means that you are the one that controls the private key. A custodial wallet would be one where they keep the private key somewhere on their servers. And it's more like a hot wallet, like your Coinbase account or your Binance cryptocurrency account. I have BAT token, right, in my Binance account, but I do not control these private keys. I am at their mercy, right? If they get hacked or they get shut down, my BAT is gone because I don't control it. I have, I have access to it because they're allowing me to use their platform, and I've set up an account, but I do not control the private key. Now, a non-custodial wallet is one that you control, and so when you set up a non-custodial wallet on your phone that you have the private key stored on your device, they're going to give you a backup phrase, and that backup phrase usually consists of 12 or 24 words. And but your private key is not 12 words. Your private key, as far as the wallet is concerned, is a very long string of numbers, and sometimes letters too. And that 12-word recovery phrase is the human readable format of that private key. So basically what happens is you write down that private key, you store it in a safe place, and if you lose access to the wallet, you lose the phone or you lose the hardware device, whatever gave you that backup phrase, if you lose that, you can get a new device or a new phone, reinstall the wallet, and then instead of creating a new wallet, you would do a restore or import, and you would punch in your 12 words. And then the wallet will take those 12 words that you punched in and regenerate your wallet address. And then you gain access back to all that cryptocurrency that you had stored on that address. Mind you, the cryptocurrency was not really stored on your device. The cryptocurrency is stored on the blockchain, right? But your private key gives you access to an address on the blockchain so that you have access to those funds. For all intents and purposes, you control the balance, those coins. Even though they're stored on the blockchain, you're the only one with the private key. Nobody else on the blockchain can move your cryptocurrency on your address because they don't have the private key. You don't. You do. So when you do that restore, it regenerates that private key again. And that's why they have to be in order, right? There's an algorithm that takes each one of those 12 words, feeds it into a mathematical transformation, right? A function of some kind. Feeds those 12 words into a function and generates a private key. So it doesn't work if the words are out of order, right? Because the algorithm is expecting those 12 words in the right order. The order matters, right? And the reason we write that down is in case we lose the wallet. And that's why they have to be in order. I hope I answered that question. The Cool Wallet is a non-custodial wallet that gives you a backup. Everything's fine as long as you don't lose the phone or the device. You don't have to worry about the backup. But things get lost. People lose things, and that's why they force you to write that backup down, because no one else can recover that currency or that wallet for you, right? It's not like you can call them up, tech support, and ask them to reset your private key. It doesn't work like that. That's what makes cryptocurrency unique, is that you own it, right? All right, let's go. I tried using Tor on the Brave browser to sign into your Huboy account, but it did not hide me as a U.S. resident. You know what? I have not tried. There supposedly is a way to use Tor in the Brave browser. Whoops. Okay, so it's a private tab. Okay, so I guess I can... Let me try it here. Let's try that. Maybe it's over here. Oh, here it is. New private window with Tor. All right. So Grand Illusion is saying he used this private Tor window. He logged into his cryptocurrency account, and it did not hide me as a U.S. resident. You were anonymized, and usually, if it is a true Tor circuit, your communication gets routed through several Tor nodes. But there's a possibility that the 4 Tor nodes are in the U.S., or at least the last Tor node is in the U.S. So it may have been that you got routed around the world, and then the last node was in, say, New York or New Jersey, and so when you logged into the exchange, it saw that you had a U.S.-based IP, and it saw you were a U.S. citizen, and probably, treated you as such. Some exchanges won't allow you to log in from a U.S. IP address, right? So I think that's your problem. Now, so the workaround for that would be to maybe try launching a couple more. I guess I have to close the whole thing down, right? That's pretty cool. So there are some ways around that. So one of the things you can do is, instead of using the Tor tab in Brave, you might want to try using the full-blown Tor browser. And then also you could use a VPN, and instead of logging in on the VPN, I could log into their Brazil server. And then I'm guaranteed that I have a Brazilian IP address when I hit that exchange. But you also have to keep in mind that if you've already established an account, they're going to know who you are when you log in, right? Now, they may not know your personal information. They may just have your email address. But if it's a Gmail address, somebody's going to know who you are, right? You could. It's very, very, very difficult to get an email address anonymously, and believe me, I've tried. You can log into your VPN, launch your Tor browser, and then go to Gmail and try to set up a Gmail account. First of all the major free emails always ask you for a phone number now, right? So you set up your Gmail account, you give them a fake name, and you set up and then it says, okay, what's your phone number? We're going to send you a code. They're all pretty much like that now. So you could maybe run out and buy a burner phone and see if you can do that, but it's not easy to set up an anonymous email. It used to be back in the day, Gmail, Yahoo, they were all pretty much anonymous, You could say I'm, hotdogmania at yahoo.com, and no one had any idea who you were, really. But now it's not like that anymore. Your IP gives you away. And even if you're logged in with your VPN and Tor, if you log into an account that you've set up using your own email that you set up on the ClearNet, then you've just blown your cover right there. So, you're going to have to log into your VPN, log into your Tor, and somehow create an email that's not associated with you in any way or form, and then maybe you can use that email to, log into a cryptocurrency exchange and buy some cryptocurrency. But then, if it's Bitcoin, you're transferring that Bitcoin from your own wallet, from your own IP, into this exchange, and there'll be a digital trail, right? So very difficult to be anonymous. And a lot of these exchanges now are requiring KYC to even deal with you. Like Bittrex, for example. They're no longer allowing you to just use Bittrex without verifying your identity. And that entails flashing your ID, taking a selfie. I mean, basically, here I am, God and government. It's very difficult to be anonymous these days. Okay, Alan, have a good night. Yes, D, guess my age.
Go.
Password managers, do you feel safe enough as a third-party app? Yes, I do, and I use 1Password, and I've been using it for quite some time now. I originally started using 1Password just on my phone, and it worked pretty well. So whenever I went to log into a website, and you do this, I'm sure everyone's done this, you log in to some website and you're kind of like, if you set up a new account or do you have an account? And you're like, oh yeah, I think I signed up for this account before, but I have no idea what my password is. And so I have to do a password reset, which is inconvenient. But what I would do is I'd just whip out my phone and I'd go into my 1Password app and look up my password. And then on the phone app, you can tap the account and the password, and then you can do a show in large letters. And it would show in very large letters your password, and then the numerals were blue, and the letters were a different color. So it made it very easy to discern that you used a 0 instead of an O, or a 6 instead of a B or whatever. And it worked very well for me for a few years. And it took me a long time to finally take the plunge of installing it onto my computer. But it's been a godsend. But let's talk about the is it safe question, right? They state that they store your password file on their servers in encrypted format. And so they do not have the key to unlock those encrypted files. No one can, right? If the government came to them and said, you know what, we want to take a look at Rex's password file, they would say, well, all we have is the encrypted form of his password file. So have at it, right? And we talked about advanced cryptography, and we're talking about mathematics that are so advanced that even the NSA, with all of their resources, would take among the order of not just minutes, hours, or days, but weeks, months, or years to brute force crack that file, right? So the only person that can unlock that password file is me, with my master password, which, as you guys saw, is very long. So it's very difficult to crack. But what makes it nice is that encrypted form of my password file is accessible through the cloud. So when I wipe my computer clean, I buy a new hard drive, I reinstall Windows, one of my first orders of business is to sync up my 1Password file so I have access to all of my passwords. And then I go back and reinstall my browsers and re-enable access to my Gmail and my iCloud, and then all of my Amazon account, all of my financial accounts, all of those things. And as you can see here, oh boy, someone just got my credit card number. It's been sitting here all this time. Oh dear. All right. So anyway, now you know my credit card number, but you don't have the expiration date. Anyway, that's beside the point. This password file has all of my accounts in there. My Adobe, my Amazon, my credit cards. It's got identities, very, very convenient and encrypted. And so, there go my credit cards again. It stores all of that very safely and securely. And I highly recommend 1Password. Now, I'm working, like I said, they have 1Password and 1Password X. And 1Password X is the browser-based version. But it doesn't have the Windows Hello integration that I like. There's another version of their Chrome extension which interfaces with the desktop version, which allows you to use Windows Hello, and I like that. Importing from LastPass, I'm not too sure about. The two companies might not make it easy for you to transfer between one or the other, so I'd have to do a little research on that. I would hope that they would make it easy. You know, the browsers tend to do it with their bookmarks, even though they compete with each other. They make it easy to transition, right? So, like Brave browser wants to make it easy for you to import all of your Edge bookmarks or your Chrome bookmarks. So by the same token, I would think that 1Password would want to make it easy for someone who's using LastPass to import all of their LastPass password files. But I don't know that for sure. I'm just kind of guessing on that. You might have to do it one by one. And that's, you know, as I started to use this password manager, I started to accumulate hundreds of login credentials, and it would be a catastrophe for me to lose those. And not to mention new computers, but also new phones. I've migrated from 3 different iPhones over the past 5 years, and I've always used 1Password to get all my access to my passwords on my phone. So I use 1Password on my phone, and it syncs to my computer. And if I add a new account on my computer, it automatically shows up on my phone, and vice versa. So it's, in today's modern society, you have to have some way to manage your passwords. You can't use the same password over and over. And your only alternative is to have long and strong passwords, and so you have to type them out. That's not really doable. You can save them in your browser, but that's not very secure either. The password manager is a much safer and secure way to store your passwords. Or you could have them all written down in a notebook. But then, even there, you have a single point of failure. What if someone gets their hands on that notebook? What if you misplace the notebook? What if your dog chews it up? There's all kinds of scenarios, but you have to have some method for managing your passwords in today's society. If you're, involved in the digital world at all, you're going to have multiple accounts with multiple logins and passwords. So, for me, using a password manager is the best way. I hope I'm not too far off topic. I probably lost a lot of people. I thought we were talking about cryptocurrency here. A gambling stream. Now, I'm not really a gambler as far as just games of chance. But it is popular. And I believe Tron has some gambling D-apps. And I believe the Tron gambling D-apps are some of the most popular. Look at this here. Box. Okay. Great, thank you. Let's see, we're starting to wind down. I want to cover as many things as I can. Okay, the question is, how often do Brave reward ads appear? And does your payout for clicking on the ads go up? Very good question. I've been using the Brave ad version for the last couple of weeks, and I noticed a couple of them popped up while we were doing the live stream. And I'll just kind of have to wait for another one to pop up. But my estimate would be probably every 10 or 15 minutes, maybe every 20 minutes, I think. So let's take a look at my earnings, right? Now, I haven't received my first payout yet. And it does not give me an indication as to the date when I started. But once I get my first payout, I don't think I got anything in May. Interesting. I don't believe I've been... Oh, wait, here we go. I do. Okay. So I was using it before May 5th. I think I started using it in late April. So as you can see now, I've accumulated some. And I already had a balance in my wallet. I've used Brave for quite some time. And I've always, when I install a new copy of it, I restore. It's a regular cryptocurrency wallet. So not only have I accumulated their grants, because they do provide grants, right? 40 BAT a month or whatever it is. And then you're supposed to use it, and if you don't, they give you more. But I think gradually you accumulate it over time. But in my early days, I actually transferred some BAT into this wallet, which you can do. Unfortunately, you can't get it out. You can't transfer it back to an exchange and sell it. But they will be giving you ways to spend it within the browser, and that's the promise, right? Those are the things I want to talk to Brave Marketing about if and when we get that interview set up. I'm going to ask them, hey, how do I spend my BAT? But let's see how much BAT I got in the tail end of April, right? Let's claim it and see what happens. So what do we got? We got 339.9. Let's claim the ad revenue that I earned by clicking on ads. All right, now I got to go through this nonsense. What did it say? Circle. Yay! Ooh, I got 5 BAT. Now I don't know if that's like the max, because that seems like a pretty even number. But there, the balance went up by 5 BAT, which is worth $1.88. I think I've heard estimates that you can earn like around $5 US dollar. So that would be more like 20 BAT, I guess, right? BAT is the price of BAT fluctuates pretty well. So the question is, how many ads do we get? And I would say around, every 10, 15, 20 minutes. But here's the thing. I've noticed that I get a lot of the same ads over and over again. And I do start to get a little... it's a little bit irritating when they keep coming up. Because when you click on them, it opens another tab and shows you the ad full screen. And most of the time, when I'm sitting in front of the computer, I'm in the middle of something, and I don't really want to be taken to another tab. So for me, it starts to get tedious. Now, other people might be perfectly happy with clicking on the ads because they want to earn BAT. And I must also point out or admit that many of the ads I'm interested in, right? So they have an algorithm which is based on your browsing habits, and they use cryptography to obfuscate that. They don't sell that information to anyone else, but it does allow the browser to give me targeted ads, which in general I am interested in. So I'm cool with that. But it is a little bit irritating over time to be clicking on ads. I would like to see maybe a better what I would like was if it were like a banner that came up for about 3 or 4 seconds and then just went away. That I could deal with. And then if I was interested in one, I'd click on it. But as it stands now, it pops up and it stays there for a while. It seems like a good 30 seconds, maybe even longer. And I wish I could control that behavior. But really, the... oh, there's one. Okay, there's one. All right, so it came up, right? And so I can click on it or I can close it, right? But you'll notice it's there. It's been there for much longer than 3 seconds. I mean, we're coming up on 10, 15 seconds for this thing. But let's go ahead and click it. So you'll see that it opens a new browser tab. So I don't lose the page I'm on, right? That would really be irritating. But it does. It opens a brand new browser window and allows me to view the ad or the website. Like in this case, it's taken me right over to this wallet. And I might want to know a little bit more about it, right? I do have a trust wallet, but I'm not going to... But I could maybe just... And then I can just go right back to what I was doing, too. And maybe go back to it later. And then I should have earned a little bit of BAT there when I did that. Right? It looks like my my balance went up slightly when I did that. So, but once it allows you to start spending this BAT, I think there's going to be, you know, we're going to look at the way the web works in a whole new way, right? If I can start to earn BAT, if I can get the advertisers to pay me, and then I can use those rewards to get stuff I want within my browser, whether it's coupons or gift cards or you know, rewards of some kind. That's going to be cool. I think that's cool. And I just wish they improved the interface a little bit. I would rather not have to see that pop up sitting there for 2 or 3 minutes. I'd rather it stay there for about 3 or 4 seconds and then go away. And then also sort of accumulate over so that if I miss one, I can go look at it later. Right? They're integrated into your Windows alerts, right? So if you look in the notification center, right, so we've got some Braves here. So this future bit thing is there. And then you'll notice too when you go to notifications, see, you've got Brave, banner, and sounds on. But I don't know... Oh, check it out! Hey, I just figured out... All right. So let's go through that again, right? So we go to Settings in Windows 10. And then we just search for notifications. I'm not sure where it is, you know, from the home screen. But then we can... I didn't realize you could double-click this, right? So we could turn... I turned my Windows notification sounds off because I didn't really want to hear that that alert sound anymore. So I actually went into my Windows notifications and disabled the sound. So looks like now I could go back and re-enable it because I could turn the sound off if I want to. I don't know what if I turn that off, if I'll see them at all. I'll have to see. Huh. All right, so there's a lot of different number of notifications visible. So I could see up to 5, like if I miss them. Normal, show below high priority notifications in Action Center. That's just this thing, the Action Center. That's this, right? So, so there is some control over the way these Brave notifications display, but I would still like to see them. I only have a let's see, I'm not sure what there was a duration somewhere. Ah. That's Dad. I'll respond to him later. There was I found a place where the duration was too, and I don't remember where it is. We'll look for that again. But you can change that settings duration. Well, I can't find it right now. I can never do it under pressure. But I switched it. The lowest one is I think 3 or 5 seconds, but the Brave notification seems to last longer than that, so I haven't figured out how to make it shorter. And even 3 seconds is, I think 5 seconds for Windows notifications. Anyway, can't find it. All right, so we talked about Brave quite a bit tonight. Sorry, I got a little bit off topic. Binance, who has XRP? BAT is big mover today. Yes, yes it is. So let's take a look at that. That's, it was gut-wrenching, I have to tell you, because I do own some BAT. BAT was up to 40 cents not very long ago. I think within the last month it hit its high. 48 cents. I don't know that it was quite that high. Didn't seem like it was that high. But maybe it was. All right, but it got really high, and then look at this over just a few days ago. It went all the way down to 28 cents. It was just gut-wrenching. But since Bitcoin has started moving higher, BAT is jumping up too. I think BAT is like 20% over the last 24 hours. Yeah, 24.46%. So BAT seems to be a good token to have. Yeah. Just in my mind. It got up there. It got down there and it got back up there.
Oh my god.
Loads of altcoins. Yeah, let's hope the altcoins follow Bitcoin on up. How often you receive ads? I didn't notice that one. But if you guys, check out your Windows settings, notifications, and then go into the Brave and tweak it a little bit and see. That's just the number that's visible over here. So as time goes by, they'll accumulate. Whoops. But I don't see their how often they're going to display. I think that's internal to Brave, how often they come up. And it might even be based on your browsing habits too. It might be different for different people, depending on how you browse, right? So, but we'll see. And I don't know if they have anything over here. I think you can go into ad settings here. And there it is, 2 ads per hour. Okay, so it's in the Brave browser rewards settings, right? You can change it. 1 ad per hour, 3 ads per hour, 4 ads per hour. I think 2 is the default, right? And then we just close that, and we're back here. And so you could set it high if you want. If you want to earn more BAT, you can set it higher. That's pretty cool. Right? And I got more BAT in my wallet. An interesting thing, since when I first loaded this wallet, I think I accidentally sent $50 worth of BAT into the wallet, thinking that I would be able to withdraw it, and then I realized that I couldn't. And so that $50 that I deposited in there is basically stuck. But that was way back in like 2018 when I put that 50 BAT in there. And since then, the price of BAT has, that's like $150 50 times 3, right? So it's tripled in its value, approximately, since I accidentally put my 50 bucks in there. But not to worry, eventually I believe I'll be able to spend it right out from the Brave browser. And I should also point out, for those of you who have your own YouTube channels, that you can get paid directly by Brave to your own wallet if you sign up as a publisher. So there's more than one way to earn BAT. You can earn it in the browser by clicking ads, which is totally cool. But if you've got your own website, your own YouTube channel, or your own Twitch channel, and I'm not sure what this thing is, your own publication, but you can claim your site with them. You basically go through the sign-up process, and you tell them, okay, I have a YouTube channel. And then they're like, okay, we'll sign into your YouTube channel. And they give you a link, and you sign in, put in your password. And once you've done that, then it says, your Google account will say, Brave wants you to share, information with them. And then you approve it, and boom. You verify to them that you are, in fact, the content creator for that YouTube channel or that Twitch channel or that website. And then, when other people visit your channel, view your content using Brave Browser, then they're auto-contributing to you by giving you their eyeballs. And you get money, or you get BAT, paid in BAT, for that. And then you can also use an affiliate link so that people can download Brave, and you get a commission for that too. So there's lots of ways to earn BAT. Very exciting platform. Sorry we didn't get too much into moving cryptocurrency around. With Brave, I get the Windows 10 notification, and it seems to add my rewards at the time of the pop-up, but never have to watch any videos. Am I missing something? So you're saying that you see the pop-up, but you're not clicking on it, but you're still getting rewarded. I think that's what you're saying. And it may very well be. Just in virtue of the fact that you're viewing the rewards is enough to get them to get rewarded. But that's interesting. I didn't think about that. I'll have to look at it. So maybe even when you hit close, you still get rewarded. I thought you had to click on it to get rewarded, but I could be wrong. But you don't really have to watch any videos, right? You remember, it just took me to a web page. That's all it did. The watching videos part is, if you're watching my YouTube channel using Brave, this is a completely different thing. This auto contribute, you're auto contributing out of the Brave wallet, and they're giving you grant, right? They give you 40 BAT a month just for auto contribute. So as you can see, these are the websites that I've been viewing in my Brave, and I've visited 253 supported sites, and I'm auto contributing a certain amount of BAT every month. And in this case, I'm doing 20 BAT, but you can change that. I could auto contribute 30, 50, 85, or 100, but that's a whole different mechanism. That's me watching other people, and they're the ones that are benefiting. But anyone watching my website or my YouTube channel using their Brave, if they've got auto contribute set up, I'm getting micropayments from them. I hope that answered that. And now I can tip myself. Right, yeah, I got enough to tip myself. That might work out. Maybe I could just empty this wallet out by auto tipping myself. Oh, thank you, Parlay. That's very nice of you. Yeah, I recommend Bittrex. It's a good site, but as I mentioned, now you have to give them your life story to use them now. There's no more of this, I'm just going to dabble with my email. You have to, verify your identity with your ID and everything else. But it's a reputable cryptocurrency exchange. It's been around a while. It's reliable. It's safe. It's based out of San Francisco, I believe. They comply with U.S. law. So yeah, I would recommend Bittrex if you want to trade cryptocurrency on there. And you can link it to your bank account too. But the minimum deposit is $1,000. So what I do is I buy small amounts on Coinbase and then deposit the cryptocurrency in my Bittrex if I want to buy altcoins. Okay, let's see. Yeah, you don't want to really leave your coins on the exchange. You want to store them in your own wallet, like the Ledger Nano S or a phone-based wallet, non-custodial wallet. Much safer. You're not going to get your wallets hacked if you follow best security practices, right? All right. Okay, so Mike's saying he can ignore or close, and he's still getting rewarded, which is cool. Okay, and Janix89 has switched over on all of her platforms: phone, laptop, desktop. She likes Brave. Cool, I like Brave. Boy, D, I don't know whether to take you seriously or just take you with a grain of salt, but you ask very intriguing questions. I don't believe I'm a criminal. I don't buy stuff on the dark web. I don't try to steal other people's cryptocurrency. I don't try to install malware on other people's computer to mine their cryptocurrency or anything like that. I roll through stop signs occasionally. I might not always drive exactly the speed limit. I might make a U-turn in the middle of the street. I don't know if that makes you a hardened criminal, but I'll admit to little things like that. But, I don't steal from other people. I don't hurt other people. So I don't know what different people have different definitions of what makes a person a criminal. As far as I've heard many reports that there are now so many laws in the United States, overlapping laws, that even the average person breaks several laws during the course of their day without even knowing about it. So I guess we could say we're all criminals in that sense. But I'm not an intentional criminal. All right. Can you use the Ledger with Yori without using Chrome extension? No. Yori is an I don't have Yori installed in this browser at the moment. Let me see here. Yeah. No, you have to use... Yori is an extension, right? You can't just go to their website. You see the address here is a Chrome extension. I didn't get around to doing Yori. I don't have time because I would have to reinstall the Ada app on my Ledger to get it up and running. But it is when you use Yori, you can create your own wallet in Yori, right? And you'll generate your own private key and store it, and you manage it on your own. Or you can use a Ledger or Trezor device. And that would be, you have the app, the Ada app installed on your Ledger or Trezor, and then you connect the Ledger and connect to the wallet that way. So we'll go more into that. I would say check out my video. I'll leave you with this. There's this video that I did March 28th. Huh. Was it March? It seems like it wasn't that long ago. Let me just all right. Now I'm also gonna. And yeah, I think I use Ada Lite and Yori on here. I think I go more with Ada Lite in this one. see that. But anyway, if you're interested in managing your ADA with a Ledger Nano S with either Yori or ADA Lite, I would check out that video. It's like I do a step-by-step from beginning to end. Go through the whole spiel. I don't know I think that's an old one. Oh no, it says... Oh, actually I think this one also... I think I made them right kind of back to back. Cardano app is being installed. Use that. Yeah. See, I'm using Yori here. So this one I use Yori a little more. So check out both of those videos, and boom. So if you're not getting any ads on a Brave, then just go into the settings. I'm in Chrome here, but go into the settings. Right, so you can go to settings, and then Brave rewards. Just make sure it's on. Right, you want to make sure it's on, and then you'll see the ads. And then ads here, you want to turn that on too. And then go to ad settings and make sure you've got it set to, you know, your preferred number of ads per. Yeah. And if you're still not getting ads after that, then I don't know, maybe reinstall it. See where. I hate sports. Yeah. All right, guys. So I'm going to sign off. Don't forget, next week I'll be here again, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Live Q&A in LA. Come in, throw out any questions that you may have. I'll do my best to get to them, get them answered. We'll talk about the news, whatever, and just enjoy our time together. I hope to see you there. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again soon.